Joyce. We have
Ellie.
Might be muted, Ellie.
tonight playing Ellie. We have
Liz.
playing Mandy,
Linda.
playing Rita,
Denise.
playing Sue,
Taylor.
playing Jan,
Sylvie.
playing Viv,
Eunice.
playing Ted,
Kevin.
playing Wilf, Bernie, playing Colin,
Larry.
playing Kev,
Joe.
playing Tim,
Shelton.
and playing
Yes.
Orloff.
Marty.
Seize the Crown, Act 1. The scene opens in a rehearsal room, actually an empty restaurant with chairs arranged around tables. The theater group have collected a dozen chairs together to form a meeting point. Everybody is talking at once with bursts of laughter and chaos.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, no. Stop.
Joyce calls for silence.
Joyce is silent. She's on mute. She's on mute.
Unmute yourself, Ellie.
I don't think she's not muted.
We can't hear her.
Yeah, she's
I know, but she's not on mute.
Ellie,
Uh-oh.
she's going to do the leave and come back thing.
Okay.
Maybe the computer's sound is off.
Could be.
Laryngitis.
Maybe Bernie's sleeping, right?
Bernie could be sleeping.
Somebody text him.
I texted him 3 times.
Am I on now?
Yeah.
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 Put your
Okay,
video
now-
on, though.
Okay, here we go.
Beautiful.
Okay, yay. All right.
Joyce, the group leader, raps her knuckles on the bar for silence. She is ignored.
Ladies and gents, please. Thank you so much. Can we please get on? Welcome, old and new, to this first meeting of the group since the triumphant conclusion of our last performance.
I can't see anyone new. Same old ugly mugs, looks like to me. No sign of an unattached or available man, that's for sure.
Wouldn't say that, lovely Viv. I'm both unattached and unavailable. If that helps.
It doesn't. Not by a
The
long
off- The office stands. Same for all you delightful ladies.
Before we start, I'd just like to say how disappointed I am.
Here we go.
Yes, Ted, but just for once, I'm not aiming my eye in your direction.
Aiming her what?
Her eye, dear. She means she's not cross with you.
Better not be. Only just parked me bum down and she's off on her high horse.
Well, when you're ready to listen. It's such a shame that after I sent you all at least a half a dozen emails, we're not at full strength. And since our last performance, as yet, no one has approached me with any suggestions for fresh bodies. As some of you may recall, I indicated at our last meeting my willingness to carry on leading this group. Yes, with one caveat, that we at least make an attempt to develop as actors at a company. To this end,
For she's a jolly good fellow.
For
For
she's
she's
a
a jolly
jolly
good
good
fellow. For she's a jolly good fellow.
Which nobody can
Which
deny.
nobody can deny.
Hey.
Jolly good fellow.
So say all of us.
Mostly all of us.
So say all of us.
Of
So
all of
say all of
us.
us.
All of us.
So say all of us.
We all say it.
And not before time, if nobody minds hearing from a mere hanger-on, an unpaid chauffeur.
Oh, you want payment now. Be careful what you wish for if we're setting out prices for services provided. I think you know what I mean.
Merely agreeing with Joyce that the group needs to do something or risk another fiasco like the last time.
Not having that. No, not having that. Below the belt, old bean. That last
Hiya.
production was simply marvelous in every way.
Not from my seat. In the stalls, it wasn't. Not without fault, anyway. Far from it.
What isn't without fault, Kev? Name me one thing that makes you crack a smile. Moan, moan, moan like a broken record or one of them on TripAdvisor who find faults everywhere.
If the cap fits, darling, your so-called performance was one of the reasons it ended up like it did.
Now then, Kev, you and me.
You and I, not you and me.
Oh, give it a break, will you?
She's mistreating the English language, and I'm supposed to just sit here and allow it to happen? I don't think so.
Correct English or not, Kev and I are two non-combatants, so to speak. We are not actors. We don't tread the boards, and yet, while one of us finds fault with the efforts of others, I deeply respect the efforts of those who are up there, doing what neither I nor Kev have the sheer guts to do. I thought the last show was just splendid.
Well said, yes.
As I said, it was marvelous, and the notices were glowing. The one in the local rag was particularly splendid.
Ted?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, come on, soft lad. Everybody knows Joyce writes the one in the local paper. She's not going to say we were all crap, is she? Not that we were, of course.
Just expressing my opinion, I couldn't reconcile what I saw on the stage with that puff piece in the local paper. You know, I'm out there in the audience. I see what they see, and it was all a bit of a shambles.
Put a sock in it right now or take me home. You're embarrassing me and yourself.
Sue, don't get upset. He doesn't mean it.
Do all of you think it went well then? He only had about a dozen words to say, all in, and still forgot almost every one of them. And one stage that Prompt was working hard. One stage that Prompt was working harder than the actors, as he wasn't the only one. You know, as it shows, no sign of abating. Viv seizes a tray and bangs it on the bar. Yeah.
That's better. Kev may not be an actor, but he does have a point. I was on prompt, and I tell you now, I was sweating cobs back there. At one point, I was prompting every other line.
Told you, my darling wife. It was was it 13 times or 14 times you ended up with your mouth open and nothing coming out? All the time I spent going over your lines with you, and come the performance, poof, out of your head, it all went.
It was 3 times at most.
Sorry, Sue, but you kept me waiting for my cue so long one time. I got myself mixed up and said the wrong line.
Oh, come on, Robert De Niro. You only had 3 lines. You got every one of them wrong, so don't you dare blame me.
I said them in the wrong order. Nobody even noticed.
Yes, they did.
I've been casting my net widely, as some of you know. I had a very interesting proposition put to me the other day. Well, we've had an opportunity to be somewhat daring, to broaden our horizons, stretch ourselves both inwardly and outwardly.
Is outwardly really a word?
No idea, but then again, most of what she says sounds made up.
Yes, a new venture. Now and then, who's up? Now then, who's up for something exciting? A new work by a young, highly regarded playwright. Bold, fresh, modern, virile, perhaps even a little avant-garde. How does that sound?
Yes, I've lost the script. Yes, yeah, I can. What page is it, please? I lost the script.
PDF.
Oh, virile, Joyce. Just how exactly are you thinking virile applies in this context? Not sure I want to be involved in anything risque. I have my position too.
What position is that then? Too good for us, are you? Huh? Like Joyce there, since she moved up the hill on the back of her old man's mother's legacy.
Certainly not. But some of my neighbors have expressed an interest in attending our next production, and I don't wish to give them an impression we're involved ourselves in anything too, well, you know what I mean.
Think you're someone now, do you? Too good for us now, is that it? like Mrs. Bossy Drawers over there?
Edward, I can assure you that is not the case at all. I may have moved my place of residence.
Your house?
Yes, my house. But it's not the case at all that I have forgotten my roots.
Not forgotten, but from where I'm sitting, you're due a touch-up pretty soon.
Is this Fagan Productions? Only I had an email from some dead posh-sounding woman saying they were after new actors to join up. I'm Rita. By the way, and this is...
The email was from Rita. You're very welcome.
See, Joyce, even folk who never met you think you're
Some dead
dead
posh
posh.
sounding woman. Some dead posh sounding woman.
It didn't used to be as bad as she is lately. Happened when she moved up to live up the hill.
I can see I need to help nip this in the bud once and for all. I have recently moved house. I now live on the hill, not at the top of the hill by any means, and the house in question has 3 bedrooms. It is not, I repeat, not a mansion. My last apartment also had only the same number of bedrooms, 3. I fail to see what has changed.
Be fair, Joyce. You were always a bit up yourself. Even the way you say you used to live in an apartment. I still live in that block, but every other bugger on there says we live in a flat, not a pouncy apartment.
Can we move on?
You're not moving again, are you?
I don't think any of you are being fair to Joyce. She can't help her nature.
Tim, I know you mean well, but that's not exactly helping.
But you always kept your flat looking so lovely.
Apartment.
Well, you did. I used to treasure my occasional visits.
Is it always like this?
Yeah, most of the time we fall out.
Thank you, Ellie, as did I. You must come and see us in the new place soon.
Bloody hell, Ellie. Ain't you even had an invite yet? She's been left here best part of 4 months. Mandy.
Any reason you never popped in to see me, Ellie? Seeing as my apartment used to be just down the way from Joyce's old place. Not grand enough for you, is it? If I knew you were coming, I would have moved me knickers off that washing line I strung up over me bath while they dry.
Probably because I've never been invited, that's why.
Best not offer any invites to my place, then. Drying knickers over the bath would be the least of your worries. 1-bedroom flat, kitchenette, a crappy little balcony overlooking the communal rubbish bins, and a bog that won't flush if you leave any sort of decent offering. Not a mansion, anyway.
Ted.
Not Joy.
Joyce.
Okay. All right. Well, all I can say with absolute
Ted
certainty.
for the last
No,
time.
no, no.
Up.
Ted for the last time.
Ted has a line.
Up, go up
No,
two lines.
that's Joyce's line.
Ted for the last
Joyce's.
time. I live in a perfectly ordinary house.
It's not yet. It's not
It's
his
the
line.
play. It's the play.
It's the way this is written.
Well, all I can say with absolute certainty is that if you ever moved into a house like mine, it would look exactly as your present flat looks now within a week.
At least she said I live in a flat, not a bleeding apartment.
Listen, everybody. We have new people here. Let's try to get along, shall we?
Absolutely. Ted, you need to at least try and pretend you don't hate Joyce for the sake of the group.
Very helpful, Tim. Was it the diplomatic service you were in? Just remind me.
No, not at all. I was a merchant banker.
Or something that sounds very familiar.
Thank you, gentlemen. Rita, isn't it? Perhaps you could tell us a little about yourself.
Sit down, Colin, please. Colin, sit. Oh, Colin, that's a stage direction.
Assholes.
My name is Rita, like I said, and that's Colin, my brother over there. He has Tourette's, which means he sometimes shouts out words that come into his head. It's a condition. He can't control it. You won't even notice it after a while.
Box.
Oh, I really do think I will notice it, dear.
Anyway, he's suffering from Tourette's most of his life. He's suffered from it. But it's my turn to look after him now.
Look, my dear, I know you mean well. But surely what you mean is the poor boy is living with Tourette's.
No, I don't. He's living with Tourette's. Right enough. But he's very well. He's very well suffering from it, as I am. He can't help it. He's lovely. He really is. And he tries so hard. But it's so hard to, so keep your pious opinions to yourself, you tosser.
I'm not used to being spoken to like that, young lady.
Well, better make a start then, and not sure if you've noticed yet, but I'm no lady.
Oh, no, you certainly aren't.
Shut up, bumface.
Go on, Rita, you were saying.
Right then. Like I said to you in the emails after I left RADA.
I scattered my bread upon the waters and brought forth.
Proper actor, a real one. Go on, Rita, keep going.
Well, I did a stint in rep, mostly up north, Royal Exchange in Manchester, Liverpool, Everyman, that sort of thing. Then Trevor asked me why I hadn't been to London, so I...
Trevor? That your boyfriend?
Oh, sorry, no. Trevor Nunn.
Bollocks.
So let me think. Where next? The National, the Old Vic, the Young Vic. I was very lucky getting parts. And one thing led to another.
Not too much resting then.
No, very lucky, like I said. I was doing a two-hander in Richmond, supposed to be transferring to the West End at the end of the provincial run. The director said he wanted to keep me on when Benny came on board.
Benny?
Oh, sorry, Benedict Cumberbatch. I just called him Benny. Anyway, long story short, my dad got banged up, so I had to pull out and come here to look after my Colin.
Winter is coming.
Oh, Game of Thrones fan then.
Yeah, just a bit.
I am the sword in the darkness. I am the watcher on the walls. I pledge my life and honor to the Night's Watch for this night and all the nights to come.
Are we okay for a break, Joyce? Only those sausage rolls keep whispering at me.
Yes, why not? Come on, everybody. 10-minute refreshment break.
When she says banged up, do you think she means her dad has had an accident or, you know?
Oh, you mean prison?
Well, could be, couldn't it?
Oh, I say.
Rita, I'm sure she's lovely and all that, but she does have a bit of rough and ready side to her, doesn't she? Stands to reason her father could well be, well, you know.
What's occurring?
Nothing. Not anything at all.
We were just saying.
Go on, Jim. Spit it out.
I was just remembering an old school chum whose father was once wrongly arrested. Shocking miscarriage of justice it was, actually. And we were wondering how many other perfectly decent chaps would have been, well, you know.
Which is it then? Oh, wait, I lost my place. Hold on. Well, you know, I'm sorry. Oh, you're so... so you were all talking about my old man.
Oh,
certainly not.
Oh, yes.
Well, which is it then?
We were just wondering if he had been badly hurt in his accident.
What accident? Oh, I get it. I said he'd been banged up. No, you were right the first time. He's inside, doing porridge in clink, behind bars. Like I said, banged up.
Oh, how awful.
Nah, it's where he belongs. Not the first time, but likely to be the last. He's getting out, he's getting on, and it's a long stretch. So only problem is that he was at least pretty good with Cullen. Took him down to the pub, fishing, you know, boy stuff. And now the poor devil's stuck with me. I have to take him with me everywhere.
Oh, dear.
Cullen, pack that in and get over here.
Bollocks.
Aren't you partaking, Ellie? It's not much. But what can one expect when Viv regards Iceland as posh and ignores anywhere else that doesn't have legal on the door?
Yes, she does love the bargain basement, but then again, do you remember when we elected Ted for the catering?
Oh, I blotted it from my memory. That last night party after the best performance any of us could remember. Everybody buzzing, and what did Ted serve up? Oh, white wine and twiglets. Remind me again why we tolerate Ted in this group.
Well, he owns a van so we can move props and costumes. He's happy to forswear alcohol for the evening if we need a designated driver. He's reliable in as much as he never misses a rehearsal. He can remember his lines. Not everybody is so blessed. He hasn't got much else in his life other than the theater group. Well, nothing really.
Okay, enough of his virtues. Just need a reminder from time to time.
I want to ask about that advert you were thinking of sending in.
Oh, the Lonely Hearts? Yeah, done it. Sent it off. I was pretty keen not to rule anyone out.
In what way?
Well, I put something like no necessity for sense of humor, necessity, a bit classy. Then what else? Oh yes, non-smoker but prepared to take it up if necessary. Going out, not an issue. Own place, so not cost you anything. Likes all food. Thinks, I think that's about it. Oh, I put in easygoing nature so they know I'm up for it.
All right. Isn't that making you sound a bit
desperate? I am desperate. Anyone with a pulse is okay. Not too old though. Need a bloke with some lead in his pencil. Not with knackers like an old Hoover bag full of dust. I mean, you forget he's there until he pipes up, don't you?
Are you joining us, ladies, or shall we proceed as actors only?
Oh, sorry. On our way.
Desperate Dan on the line.
Well, now, refreshed and ready for the fray, we can move on. Our next project, yes? Okay. As I hinted, the project I have in mind will be challenging, but I feel sure we're up to that task. Several of the roles are of a good length with plenty of oomph to them, so big meaty parts for many of us.
I've always wanted big parts.
Not to mention meaty ones.
Ah, yes, the old ones are the best, aren't they, lads?
There's a time and a place for vulgarity, you two, and it's not here and not now.
Ooh.
Here's a novel idea. Why don't we all pay attention to what Joyce is saying? It may well be the next production. So why not at least try to adopt a more professional attitude?
Thank you, Rita. You've caught us on a bad day, I fear. We normally behave much better than this, don't we, everyone?
Not really. It's about par for the course, Rita. Not what you're used to, I bet.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I did 3 weeks rep in Chester once, and rehearsals were shambolic. I had to take over the production in the end, or we'd have never had got a performance out. They needed discipline, simple as. That's the key to success in the theater. After all, I'm sure we all agree on that.
The night is dark and full of terrors.
Is that Game of Thrones too?
Yes, as you've known, if you watched the box set I bought you for Christmas.
Well, if I stayed up half the night watching TV like you, maybe I would, but I need my sleep, thank you very much.
Oh, is that what beauty sleep was supposed to produce? I'd say the concept is very overrated.
I've had it up to here with you today, Kev.
Come on now. Let's stay on topic, shall we? Maintain the flow.
Talking of maintaining the flow, I'm sorry to say nature calls and I must obey. Need a P made, maybe a bit more than a P if I'm reading the signs right.
Anyone else in need of a break? If so, go now so we can move on. Oh, if one cannot beat them, one must forsooth join them.
A bit shambolic today, isn't it?
Yes, but unusually so, I'd say. Even so, we do seem to muddle through and get a play out at the end.
Oh, yes, rather. Rapturous applause at the end result. That's all we all want as actors, eh? What?
Rapturous applause must be a different theatre group you're thinking of, mate. Polite applause, maybe not much rapture out there.
Why is that, if you don't mind my asking?
Choice of play, ability or lack of ability in the cast, audiences who feel obligated to be there and wouldn't be there if they could get out of it. Where do you want to start?
Oh, Mandy, you're being a bit unfair there. We do our best. I don't even act, and yet I can see how everybody tries hard to do the group justice.
Just being realistic, Jan. We're not very good. We do it because we enjoy it. But there's no mistaking us for professional company of real actors with a real director, is there? Rita has been there, done that. If she thinks we're shambles, she's best placed to know that, right?
Oh, please. I'm not speaking out of turn, I hope. But I can see so much here that could be better. You have enthusiasm. That's half the battle. Trust me. I've worked with many a jobbing actor going through the motions just to pay the mortgage. So the professionals often leave much to be desired.
Well, nobody here goes through any motions.
Feels like it sometimes. Knee deep in this stuff. Any ideas, Rita, on how we could get better?
Oh, not for me to say. You have Joyce as leader, and I assume she usually takes the lead role and directs as well.
Oh, yes. Joyce is a real leader.
Not having a puppet, Joyce, obviously, but I'm pretty sure Rita ought to take the lead in the next production with all her professional experience. As for directing, have you very much experience of...
Oh God, loads. At RADA, I directed, produced, wrote, acted, sang, and danced the full hit. Not to mention the stage manager, front of house, lighting, everything really. It's expected, especially for those lucky enough to be chosen for a special fast track experience in the business. Since then, I put on a one-woman show up north. That did rather well, and I ran a rep company. But it's absolutely not my intention to waltz in here and disrupt anyone's routine.
But you could take us where Joyce couldn't.
Bollocks.
As far as I'm concerned, My role, if any, will be at the discretion of Joyce. If I'm fortunate enough to be offered a part, no matter how lowly, I'll knuckle down and give it my best shot. I have no intention of rocking the boat.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.
Here we are, girls, fresh as a daisy now after a right good...
Shit!
Well, I was going to say crap, but thanks for the help, Colin. Like the 1 o'clock gun in Edinburgh Castle, I need my 3 o'clock dump.
Ted!
I only said dump. Could have been worse.
Shit!
There you go. See? Only natural, Ellie. Or are you claiming you don't ever have a right good clear out now and again? 1 in the morning, 1 at night, in a mid-afternoon special? That's me. Regular as clockwork. My mates at work used to call me Timex. Clockwork. See?
So much information.
You had mates?
Of course I had mates.
Tell us more about your ablutions, why don't you? Fascinating topic.
Watch it, sunshine. Just cause you're supped a pint or two out back, don't give you the right to get mouthy. I bloody well am going to tell you all now. You can blame Will. I used to do early shifts, 6 till 2, in bed to 5:15, then up, shower, shit shave, and out to the bus stop with a piece of toast in hand by 5:30. Every day for donkey's years.
Yeah, fair play. 15 minutes is pretty good. Takes Sue an hour and a half to put her face on it, then look at the result.
At least I don't leave a smell like a sewage farm behind me every time I visit the bathroom.
You pair, these are my ablutions, not yours. Shit showers say 15 minutes tops, can't beat it. These days I miss one of them off now and again.
The shower, I suppose.
Watch it. I meant I don't shave every day now. Always have a shower, though.
Not forgetting the...
Shit!
All useful information. But perhaps, Joyce, we could get back to discussing the next adventure.
Yes, yes, quite right. Come along now. Let's have proper order.
Knock, knock.
Oh, go
Knock,
on.
knock.
Go on, I'll bite. Who's there?
Nobody.
Nobody who?
Oh, very good, Colin.
Don't get it.
Well, who's at the door? Nobody. There go nobody to reply. Rather clever. Must try that on my nephews.
Joyce, some discipline.
Thank you, Rita. I was just about to restore order. And when I want your advice on how to run my group, I'll ask for it.
Our group, surely, Joyce, not your group, and I'm sure Rita was only trying to help out.
I've got an inkling of what Rita's trying to do, thank you, and I would remind you all.
Whatever is the matter, dear? Joyce didn't mean anything.
It's not that. I'm so sorry, everybody. Somebody broke in and nicked my dad's gear. So I'm all over the place at the moment.
What? A robbery? What did the police say? Have there been a spat of robberies where you live?
Police? Come on. I can't go to the police, seeing as how my dad has had his photo on their wall for as long as anyone can remember. Anyway, what do you think? What do you think they'll say if I told them what had been nicked? Money he can't account for, and a gun. Still think I should have involved the police?
A gun in the house?
Not on the sideboard, Jan. Under the floorboards. 30 grand in cash, and a rather nice revolver with a serial number filed off. His nest egg for when he gets out. What's he going to say when he finds out? That's my worry.
I think the best thing we can do here is to break up at this point and agree to reconvene a week today at the usual time. I'll try to get a copy of the proposed new project out to all of you in the interim. Is that agreeable?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
All right. Sure. Yeah.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. Winter is coming. Bollocks.
End of Act 1.
Act 2.
Oh, good turnout and everyone on time. All very promising. Shall we make a start?
Oh dear.
Sorry, everybody. It's blowing a gale out there, and I lost my hat. Colin chased it along the front, but Mr.
Just
Orloff?
call me Orloff. Everybody does. Rescued one bonnet for a fair damsel.
Not to worry, Rita. We were just about to start the proceedings. Oh, at our last meeting, we talked about Snot, the new play I told you about. And I sent out advance copies for perusal last week. in
I
advance of
didn't
this meeting.
receive my copy, Joyce.
No, nor did I. Yes, I know I don't tread the boards with the rest of you, but I'd like to, well, you know, keep abreast.
Very fine breasts they are, too, if you'll forgive the observation.
Me neither. Even though you'll be wanting me to act as prompt, no doubt, I need to know it as well as any of you.
I bet you I know more lines than the most of you lot will do on opening night, and I've only skimmed through my good lady's copy here.
Oh, don't you start, Kev. You're eating in the Last Chance Saloon, remember?
Drinking, surely.
Oh, he's off again.
The expression has manifestly come down the ages as drinking in the Last Chance Saloon. What's the problem with saying the expression correctly, hence preserving its meaning?
Mandy.
I'm lost. What page are we on? I'm sorry.
26.
Thank you.
What's your picture?
I don't know
on?
nothing about proper grammar. Is that where we are? I don't know nothing about proper grammar, but
Sometimes, Will, if you really get on my tits.
Just above that.
okay, doke. Sometimes, Wilf, you really get on me tits.
Tits!
I don't know nothing about proper grammar, but
Mandy, even a layperson would shudder at the last utterance, for an acknowledged yet defiantly unrepentant tendency towards what others demean as pedantry, even on some occasions pedophagy. I merely...
Stop talking bollocks.
Just a quickie.
Hey, what up? I thought you'd never ask. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry, dear lady. Inappropriate.
Sorry if it's just me. And as I said, not received my copy of the script. But is the title, well, you know, a little off-putting?
Snot. I quite like the title. It breaks new ground. I seem to remember Joyce saying last meeting, oh, well, I'm always up for a bit of fresh
I bet you are, you dirty devil.
material, I was about to say.
Well said, Ted. Yes, the title is a little, shall we say, in one's face, but that's part of the...
Mandy?
it's not in your face getting out of here, Joyce, aren't we?
The boy stood on the burning deck, picking his nose like mad. He rolled the snot into little balls and flicked them at his dad.
Let's just forget the title for now, shall we? And get to the ideas on casting. Yes, I know not everybody has had a chance to look over the piece, but I have extra copies here. Just the first act for now, although I know some will have read the whole play. Let's not walk before we can run. Yes, I know I said that the wrong way around. You know what I mean. So no grammar lectures, please. I thought we'd start off today by throwing some balls in the air just to get an idea of where we are.
Come in, Ted. Throw your balls in the air.
Yeah. Sure.
Not bollocks.
Sorry, everybody. Forgot to say earlier, but Tim may be late getting here today.
Oh, never even noticed he wasn't here. Me neither.
He left me a message, but it's a bit confusing.
No change there then.
He's been having a bit of a problem lately. Been to see the doctor. He sent him off to the hospital for a minor operation.
What's she saying?
Tim went to see the doctor and now he's gone for an operation.
A minor operation.
What's up with him?
I'm not sure. He said something about he'd split the...
Split his what? Split his difference?
Oh dear. Well, it seems he had to have a procedure, as he seems to have split or ripped. I can't remember now which. His foreskin.
What did she say?
Timmy split his foreskin. The dirty devil.
The boy stood on the burning deck having a game of cricket. The ball rolled up his trouser leg and hit his middle wicket.
His message did say he'd try and get here later, if he could. If he does arrive, please don't make fun of him, or he'll think I orchestrated it.
So you reckon a ripped, tatted, and torn knob is a laughing matter, do you?
No, of course not.
Well, I do. Fair makes my eyes water. Can't wait to find out how it all happened. I suppose you're sticking to your story about his damaged knob having nothing to do with you as well.
It most certainly has not.
Could we possibly get back on track, please? I, for one, have heard all I want to hear about male genitalia for one night. Thanks very much.
Yes, never a popular topic with my lovely wife.
Early days, I know, but I wonder if we could discuss casting. I made a mental note of a character that may suit my meager skill set.
Not looking to break into show business by actually acting or nothing, but just to glance through the script thingy and see there's a woman called Viv in it. Just right for me?
Yes, got it. Sorry to tell you this, but that character is actually a gay man. It's not very clear on the page, so to speak.
How confusing.
I hope nobody here is having any ideas about me playing a poofter part, cause you can think again.
Gay, not poofter.
I was being polite saying poofter.
Have you ever considered I may be gay or Colin?
Sorry, love. Not meaning to.
Oh, I'm not. Neither is Colin. But it might be better to think about the possibility before reverting to Stone Age pronouncements.
That's you too, Ted.
Did anyone see in the Daily Mail about the announcements on London Underground? Aren't allowed to include ladies and gentlemen anymore, as it may be thought offensive. It excludes it excludes transgender persons, you see.
Right then. I'm all for a slash, ladies, gentlemen, and any bugger in between. I'll check my old chat for splits, nicks, and friction burns while I'm at it.
That's, they've got beer out back, so we're stashing it on my way in. So there'll be ages.
Oh, have they now? Oh, well, things are getting out of hand. Maybe a break is a good idea. I think I'll pay a visit myself.
I'll come with you, Joyce.
General question. What do you think of this play we're supposed to be taking on?
Oh, I'll go with the flow, but it seems a tiny bit ambitious for our little group. We mostly do light and frothy, and this appears, well, neither light nor frothy.
Exactly. Oh, how can it be done? But we'll need the right kind of directorial thrust. In all honesty, is that likely with Joyce at the helm?
Are you saying you might be persuaded?
Oh, no, certainly not. Changing a director is a serious step for any company. I was just thinking aloud. Of course, if the democratic feeling of the company was for a change, well, I'll say no more for now.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.
Shut up, Colin.
The boy stood on the burning deck eating some cream crackers. A flame shot up his trouser leg and burnt off both his knackers.
How many more of these does he know?
Oh, hundreds probably.
Oh dear.
I know Colin can be a pain in the arse, but with my dad inside, I have to step in. I can't leave him on his own in case someone takes what he's saying personally and takes a swing at him. You can't help it, you know.
Oh yes, dear. I know. Must be hard on you.
I am here, you know.
Oh, I didn't realize.
I could talk. Oh, but I can when I wish to, somewhat eloquently when required in the right environment.
Oh, Colin, we're all guilty of, well, you know.
Hey, Colin, easy, easy, easy. It's all friends here.
Bollocks.
Hello, all. Sorry I'm late. Oh, is this it? Pretty poor turnout, hey? What?
Hello, Tim. Plenty more of us, mostly paying a visit. Are you okay?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Should have asked. Everything go okay?
Oh, yes. Fine and dandy. Well, we'll know better when the bandages come off, you know?
No, not really.
All right, shall we resume?
Not making a point, but has anyone else got round to Act 2 yet?
Well, chance would be a fine thing for those of us who didn't get an advanced copy.
Well, of course, I'm familiar with the piece as I saw it performed on stage in Chichester last year. But as for actually reading it through in detail, I've had a difficult week myself as it happens.
Not ripped anything, have you?
Oh, certainly not.
I'm pretty familiar with the play, actually, Ted, which is why I had a few reservations about its suitability myself. Why don't you voice your concerns?
Well, getting back to Viv, the bloke who we have to call a gay.
Poofter.
Anyway, he gets bumped off halfway through the second act and has to stay there on stage, dead, right up to the end.
Yes, I remember that now. Very moving scene, actually.
I think what Ted is getting at is not the character being dead in itself, but him being stark, bollock naked.
Oh, we can't have that, can we? Not for our audience.
Oh, might perk them up a bit. The ones near me were on the verge of dropping off after the first half hour.
Well, all I meant was these are our friends, our neighbors, people we know. I can't in all conscience sell someone a ticket knowing they're going to witness full frontal nudity. These people support us through thick and thin.
Mostly thick. Not many of them are thin.
Were people actually nodding off, Kev? Did you say?
Plenty of them.
I only saw 2 people doze off, but it was quite a warm evening. No idea how anyone could nod off sitting on those hard chairs.
One woman did. Fell off her chair.
It was a rickety chair, to be fair.
What's going on, people? What's going wrong here if your audience is falling asleep during the performance?
Can we get back to Ted's concerns?
The naked stiff. Sorry, Tim. Any volunteers to play the naked gay bloke, because you won't see me with my hand up.
Oh, speaking for myself, I, for one, have no wish to see a naked man on stage, dead or alive, nor do I wish to inflict such an abomination on our audience.
Worried it might get you going, are you?
That's highly unlikely.
Come on, Ellie, this is your chance to bring back a few memories.
Kindly keep your observations to yourself. I last had sexual intercourse in the 20th century, and even now, the memory of that activity has not yet been fully banished.
Well, since you brought up the subject of bunking, Ellie.
I most certainly did not.
Oh, I think I know where Ted is going with this.
There's a pretty juicy sex scene in the second act. Now, Joyce, leaving aside whether that was the bit that got your attention, have you given any thought to casting those parts? Just wanted to say, I'm well up for that.
Just curious, Joyce, as to what made you so keen to imagine Snot was a suitable vehicle for this group.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.
The scene in question is fairly peripheral to the action, in fact.
Not in the performance I saw, it wasn't. Front and central, I'd say. Is Chichester so genteel it misses out big chunks of the play? Joyce? I've never been there. Not my sort of thing. Really, dressing up to go to the theater and all that crap.
If I'm in it, it will be front and central, all right.
At the Chichester performance, the scene was extremely, what's the word?
Arousing? Titillating?
I know. I was going to say engaging, actually. The script merely says they make love. So I can see a great deal of laxity there as regards actual direction.
It actually says, and I quote here, they make love on the kitchen table. Well, I'm no prude, but surely there's no need for that sort of thing. Good taste. Oh, and hygiene.
Forget I offered. Not risking putting my back out for pretend bunking. Wouldn't even risk it for the real thing.
It's just a stage direction, open
They
to
bonk on the kitchen
interpretation.
table sound. They bonk on the kitchen table sounds pretty damn specific.
Perhaps it could be amended to they embrace.
Well, that's hardly like for like, is it?
Maybe not, but I envision the direction they make love being changed to they engage passionately, as an example.
Are we now engaging passionately on the kitchen table? My back's creaking at the thought of all this palaver. Why can't it say they go off somewhere really comfortable for a right good bunk?
I hope we've moved away from bonking by now. I know I have.
We're engaging passionately now, whatever that is. I've no idea, and I can assure you my husband hasn't a clue what it means either.
So it's downgraded to full or snogging, is it? Well, in that case, I'm back in the ring. Rehearsals should be fun. Come on, girls. Who's up for a bit of slap and tickle followed by a right good snogging session?
Oh.
Aren't we getting a bit bogged down in trivia here? Joyce, could you move things on, or we'll spend the rest of the afternoon on the same subject?
Shagging.
I was about to. Let's move along, people, unless anyone else has any concerns about the script.
Oh, well, since you ask.
Oh, God, here we go again.
This line here don't make no sense at all, and who's going to have to be the one who has to say shit and fart, or whatever this says, more than once, too?
Shit!
Oh, dear. Really?
It's pronounced Schadenfreude, Ted, not what you said. It means,
Expressing delight in the misfortune of others.
Yes, Colin.
Bollocks.
The more I look at this, the more I wonder what we're letting ourselves in for.
I agree.
I've kept my gob shut long enough today. Does anyone else think it may be time for a change of direction?
oh, just what exactly do you mean by that?
You know full well what I mean. Not so much a change in direction as a change in director. Someone who can keep order, keep meetings on track, find a play we can actually perform. What else do you need to know?
That's very rude. and very unkind, Mandy.
No, it's not. Joyce likes to be top dog, popping down from her fancy house on the hill to slum it with the peasants.
Only 3 bedrooms.
Kev.
Kev, continue.
Joyce means well, but she can't run a meeting, and her ideas about what the company should do next are based on some arty-farty piece that she saw in Winchester.
It was Chichester.
I agree with Kev. Yes, I know. I say that about twice a year.
Not that often.
What Kev and Mandy are saying is obvious. We didn't have any choice before other than going along with what Joyce decided. But now we do. Now we have Rita, a proper actor and a proper director.
Oh, this is a shock.
The boy stood on the burning deck. He stood there on the spot. He must have been a right thick twat, 'cause his feet were bloody hot.
Hold on, people. Joyce has her faults. But there's no need to throw babies out with the bathwater. Why can't we all get along?
Oh, says the Potts version of Jeremy Corbyn.
I'm not sure about this. Nothing against Rita, but Joyce has been one of us from the start.
Not one of us, Ted. More like a them and us situation with Joyce sat on a high horse giving orders to the riffraff.
Come on now. Joyce can't help being like she is. It's in her nature to be like that.
Not very helpful, Tim.
I've had enough of this. Why don't we have a vote?
A vote?
Remember the Brexit referendum and how that turned out. Not everybody went home happy. Dangerous ground, Mandy.
I don't give a toss. Who's up for a change? Rita, a fresh face with new ideas of Lady Muck from up the hill telling us what to do. Simple choice.
I didn't seek this honor.
I didn't see this honor. An honor it would be. But if there's a strong consensus in favor of change, of course, I'd be honored to lead you all.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
How about a show of hands? Unless anyone wants to make a case for keeping Joyce in charge. From what people have said to me about Joyce's performance as our leader, I can't see any other way out but to go for a change at the top.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.
He said that before.
Several times, but you weren't listening. You never listen.
Helen, don't do this. Sit down. I'm warning you.
Do you think Rita hasn't done this before? Played the Game of Thrones? How many times is this now, Rita? How many theater groups have you split asunder, taken over, once the group is divided and fragmented, and then buggered off when it suits you? 5, 6.
What's he on about?
You're good people. You don't deserve this.
Deserve what?
Rita taking over, then leaving you in the lurch. It's what she does.
Colin, that's enough. Stop it. That's Dad's gun. You took it.
Of course I did. This is why. Bam! When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. There is no middle ground.
Give me the gun, Colin.
I can't do that, Joyce. You are too weak to stop her. You're not the leader they need either.
Oh my.
What is dead may never die, but rises again harder and stronger. Night gathers, and now my watch begins. It shall not end until my death. I shall wear no crowns and win no glory. And now my watch is ended. And now my watch is ended.
Boom! Joy's gone. Rita's gone. What can we do? I know this might not be the ideal moment, but would anyone object to me taking over as group leader? After all, we're in a theatre group. The show must go on.
Yeah.
That is so weird. It's so weird.
Twisted. Sorry I couldn't turn on my video. I couldn't get the script up anywhere else, so I had to do it on the same thing I had my video on.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Great job, guys.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Maria Elena.
A nice little funny.
Yeah.
Specific cast is an understudy now.
We're happy you were there, Tom.
Yes, thank
It's
you.
a fun piece.